Hello guys, welcome to another lesson. In this video, we'll look at how to convert between different data types. So for this, we'll start. We'll create one integer variable I equal to 6 something. Then we'll create one double D equal to, and here we'll directly give I. So what should happen? This value of I should get inside the double D. So here what is happening is, as integer is a smaller data type compared to double, compiler we can automatically convert this integer to this double variable, as there will not be any type of data loss. So if we go ahead and print this console dot write line, and we print t for double. So if we go ahead and run this, and it's compiling, and we get to see our value, which is 6. So what is happening here? So basically, this type of converting one value into another is called implicit conversion. What is implicit conversion? That means that the compiler will automatically do the conversion for us when there is no chance of an data loss or stack overflow. So basically here, as integer is a smaller variable as compared to double, compiler will allow us to convert it like that. Now let's try something else. Now we'll we'll create a double first, double b equal to 56.123456, something like that, and we'll try to put it inside this integer int I equal to d. So as you can see, the compiler is throwing an error at us, and it's saying they cannot implicitly convert type double to an int. Why? Because as integer only contains, or it cannot have any decimal part, so if we try to convert this double value into this integer, we'll lose this decimal part. So there is a chance of data loss, so compiler is not allowing us to do. But we can implicitly, or should I say, we can explicitly convert this. So if there is a method called typecasting, so we'll just put two brackets and we'll simply write int before that. Now see, there is no error. As you can see, now whatever this value of d is there, that will be converted to one integer, and then it will be put inside this I. So if we go ahead and print this I also, what should we get? We'll copy this line and we'll write I over here. So if we again run this, see, the value of the double value was 56.12456, but when we explicitly converted this value into an integer, it lost its decimal parts. So the value of this I, which was stored inside this I variable, was 56. So this type of conversion is called explicit conversions. Same thing we can do with strings also. So suppose we clear this thing, and let's suppose we have one string, which we will call it str number, and we'll put inside 1 2 3 4. So as we can see, to our eye this is clearly a number, but the compiler or C# compiler does not know is this a string or a number, but it will think that it is a string, and it can be anything as a string because it is enclosed in these two quotation marks. So how can we convert this into one integer? There are several ways to do that. First, we'll look at the convert class. So we'll create one int int I equal to, first we'll go through the convert class. So convert dot, if you put dot, then if you like two, if you put I, you will see several different types of int. So there is int 16, int 32, int 64. In this case, we'll go with int 32 and see what this thing expects. It expects one boolean value, or it can expect one byte value, and several overloads are there for this method. So in our case, we will put this string. So as if we put this string and if we close it, it should give us the same. Then again we'll do one console.writeLine and we'll pass the value of I. So let's run this code, let's see what happens. So .NET run, and it gives us the value of this thing. So we can successfully convert this string using this convert class. Let's try something else. There is one other way to convert this thing. So how we can do that? Suppose we are having this string, there is one method called int dot parse. So basically what this thing does, it basically acts as same as putting it to the integer. So basically this method will return us the same value and it should give us the same result of 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's try that. So as expected, it has given us the same output. So there is one other particular thing that is there which we'll look into it in a bit. So first, this is there. Now let's try, there is int, but what happens when suppose we got a string of like this? So this particular set of string is not a number, but what will happen if we try to convert this? So let's see what happens, and if we get one format exception. So as you can see here, we are getting one format exception because this is clearly not a string. So let's try something else. So how to handle these kind of scenarios? If we go back and we'll just clear it first. If we go back and if we int and if we dot, there we can have several methods. So there is one method is called try parse. What method is, it's basically same as try parse, but this thing tries to, it will check if it is successfully able to convert that string object into a integer type or not. So in our case, we will first, the first parameter will be str number, and this thing expects one out parameter which will give. So it will be like, so first we will create one int I equal to 0, and we will mention it out, we'll call it I, simple like that. So basically how it happens and what is this out keyword? Functions can have different type of keywords like a ref, out, like that. So here what is happening, and basically if we just hover over it, this try parse method returns a boolean. So what we will do, we will have a bool result equal to int.tryParse. So basically, if we are successfully able to parse this string as a number, we'll store that number inside this I variable. Then, and if we are successful, then this value will be sent as true, else this value will be false. So what we can do is, if, and we'll use the snippet, if, just hide this thing, result is true, so directly if we can put this result, then what we will do, console.writeLine I, else console.write write line is enter a valid number. Simple as that. So the code for the dry run, how it should be, we are trying to parse the string as an integer. If we are able to do that, if we are successful, our result value will be true and the value will be stored inside I. So if this is true, we'll print the value of I. But if we are unsuccessful and we are not able to convert it, so this will be false, and we'll go into this else part and we'll get this enter a valid number. So let's try this code out. Simply we write and let's see what happens. So basically we get our as expected, please enter a valid number, and I have made here a typo, so fix that, enter a valid number. So let's now change the string. So suppose we are now giving as 1 2 3 4 this part only. So now we should be able to convert this into a integer value, and we should get this result as true, and we should get this number as 1 2 3 4. So let's try this code out. And as expected, we got this 1 2 3 4 as value. So this is one of the basic conversions what we can do. One other thing which I should mention is like handling bigger numbers. So we'll try that. So we'll just clear this thing out first. Then we'll create a double value and let it be a very big number. So we'll give like this. So integer, and now what will happen if we try to convert it into an integer? Clearly integer's value cannot handle this big value. Okay, so let's try this. So first we'll go for the implicit conversion. Sorry, the explicit conversion. So we'll try that. Int I equal to, we'll type like this, we'll call int, and then we'll go by d. So what should happen here? So now we'll go console dot write line and we'll put here I. So let's run this and see what happens. We'll type .NET run and we'll see what happens. So, but we get here some odd thing. We get a negative, and what is the least value that we can get for an integer. Why is this happening? Because we are not able to store this big of a value inside one int. So the compiler, what is trying to do, it is like giving us the minimum int value. In this case, this is the particular number which we get, but we are not getting any error. In this kind of scenario, it's better to use the convert class. So let's try that. Convert dot to int 32 and we put here b. So now if we try to do that, we should get an error. So let's try that. And we get one systemic overflow exception. So this is the thing. So while converting bigger values or bigger variable types into smaller things, if we are not sure how the big values will come, how the system will react, so it's better to use the convert class so that we can handle these exceptions and appropriately we can take actions. If we would have used the explicit conversions, then we would not have any error and we would have the wrong values, and that will be not acceptable. So these are the basic type conversions we can do. There are several other type conversions in this convert class also. Just simply go through it and you can see all this thing. Dot to date time will be there, to decimal will be there, to double will be there. Just go through all the available options one by one, and if any clarification is required, just do comment below. I'll definitely help you out. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.